kind of do two languages doing homily. So part of me is kind of filling in a little bit, right? Again, I'm going to just summarize a lot of just the highlights, just the things about the gospel. So that way you really, to deepen you, right? I mean, as a school teacher, obviously I know that the passion for me to be able to talk the words of wisdom, especially talk about that. I know the principal at my school, kind of does that, like words of wisdom at the beginning of every school, to talks about that, to kind of deepen the learning and the things that is going to help you in your life journey. And that's what I think Father Finn was his message today. So anything that you want to share about the gospel you heard from Father Finn that kind of resonated with you? Because I think very important. A lot of time, this is kind of sad. We're living in a culture, a lot of time things are going fast, phones, everything's kind of controlling you, and the attention span, even just a bit of that, right? To be able to listen to the words of God and to really have that. And it should burn your hearts. And when you hear, because it's living God, I mean, living words, right? That's relevant today. So just wanted to kind of see what you guys have, and I don't want to take a lot of time because I want to keep it kind of short. You have all the things, but like 5-10 minutes, I mean at the most, okay, to be able to answer any burning questions and kind of touch on just the highlights. What were the message, the main things from the gospel today? That first of all, what was it about? Anyone here? It was what? Jesus' ministry, right? He went up to the mountain to deliver. This is like the cornerstone of his teaching, right? And I think Father Finn said almost like the constitution of heaven, okay? What was that teaching? What was it? Yes?
Follow their faith.
The Beatitude, right? You guys know the 8, right? Blessed are those who are meek and humble, all those things, clean of hearts. And so what was the 2 things, takeaways from that? I mean, I'm not going to take very long. I mean, his homily is so powerful. I mean, I think a lot of times you guys are not understanding, grasping it, but for me, it burns my heart, okay? So what are the 2 things that the main messages, key takeaways from what he was saying about the gospel or the Beatitude today? What was Jesus saying? So his messages are opposite, right, to what the worldly things that we are seeking. We always like what? More money, more like higher positions, and pleasures, the things in life, right? The more we accumulate that, the happier. That's the illusion that we have. Happier we are. You're correct? You guys, I could take the phones from you. You're not going to be happy, right? Because that's part of, sometimes that's the pleasure, right? The things that are helping you, that's the thing. That's my likes, social emotional learning, social things, okay? It is teenagers, you guys, in fact, it's the number 1 addiction right now, okay? And again, there's a lot of stuff I can touch on. I'm not going to do too much, but I want to capture on that 2 things, what Jesus' message, right? A lot of time people perceive it's the pleasure in life. That's what that's the happiness. But no, it's truly Jesus teaching the opposite, right? Blessed are the poor. That's the opposite from what you guys would be, thinking, right? More money would be translated to happiness, right? So that's the thing that he was stressing. That's false, and it get people down to basically hopelessness. And I can certainly, I have my testimony. I can touch on that a lot. Also, the life of the Saint Augustine, he went down that path, right? The pleasure of things in life, and at the end, he says something that's very significant, right? Until I'm giving that life, until I know you, my heart is restless, right? Less restless. So that's the kind of stuff. And the 2 messages, the main thing, right? Explaining that is the false notion of the things of this world, and the difference understanding pleasure of life versus true happiness, okay, in life. And until you understand that, you're going to be very confused about what is the true meaning of life and happiness in this world. So I would say the second message, so that's the things, to understand that fully. That is really the graces of God and to always think about heaven uh, in your life. The source of all the graces or the things would come from God, right? We're not going to be able to do that alone. I think a lot of times that's what's going on with the world. You can see things are going really. It's people who, for example, he said, right, very successful people like Marilyn Monroe. That's an example, right? She ended her life at the age of 35 or 30 something, but that's significant, right? Somebody who was very successful had it all, the most beautiful. I mean, she was given that gift of beauty, right? Everything, but she ended the life, right? Because what happened is not true happiness, it's true from God. Okay, so it's the interior, the heart that has to be transformed to really be able to achieve that happiness that Father Finn was talking about. And I can testify with my own personal life. Like I said, 18 years ago, I had received a conversion, and today, I'm probably the one that I can testify to Epstein files, and there are a lot of people who would not be able to testify to that. So it's the gift, and to have that purity of heart, okay? That's amazing. Transformation from that life, perhaps pornography, the things of this world that you perceive to be the pleasure of life, but really it's the purity of heart, right? To live in that state of grace. So I just want to end with that. And you're supposed to be, right, salt of the earth, light to the world. And that's the message that we need to be thinking today, especially the environment that we're living in, your schools, places that you are. You are to carry that message of hope, love, and faith to the world. Thank you.